The galactic survey vessel Eternal Seeker dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of Sol's system, its advanced sensors immediately beginning their standard sweep for signs of civilization. Captain Zixtal of the Andromeda Confederation felt her crystalline appendages vibrate with anticipation. This was supposed to be a routine check of yet another primitive world, but something felt different this time. "Captain, you need to see this," her sensor officer Renthal called out, their usual stoic demeanor cracking with excitement. "These readings, they're unprecedented." Zixtal glided across the bridge, her crystalline form catching the starlight. The sensor displays showed something impossible, a planet surrounded by massive orbital structures that dwarfed anything the Confederation had built in its 10,000 years of spacefaring history. "Magnification, maximum," she ordered, her voice resonating through the ship's crystal-tech communication system. The main view screen flickered to life, revealing Earth in all its glory. The planet's night side glittered with countless lights, forming intricate patterns that spoke of vast urban development. But it was the orbital infrastructure that truly stunned the alien crew. Massive space elevators stretched from the surface into geosynchronous orbit, where they connected to floating cities that housed millions. Solar collection arrays larger than continents gathered energy from the star, while massive shipyards constructed vessels that rivaled small moons in size. "By the first light," Zixtal whispered, using an ancient Andromedan prayer, "how long has this civilization been spacefaring?" Her science officer consulted the historical database. "According to our last survey, less than 2 centuries, Captain." The bridge fell silent. 2 centuries was nothing in galactic terms. Most species took millennia to achieve even basic spaceflight. To reach this level of development in such a short time was thought impossible. The silence was broken by an incoming transmission. "Unidentified vessel. This is Earth Defense Command. You have entered regulated space. Please identify yourself and state your intentions." The message came in perfect galactic standard, another surprise. Zixtal straightened her form, preparing for first contact. "This is Captain Zixtal of the galactic survey vessel Eternal Seeker. We come in peace, seeking to establish diplomatic relations." There was a brief pause before the response came. "Welcome, Captain Zixtal. We've been expecting representatives from the Andromeda Confederation. Please follow the transmitted coordinates to New Singapore Orbital Station. A diplomatic team will meet you there." As the Eternal Seeker followed the designated flight path, the crew got their first close-up look at one of Earth's orbital cities. New Singapore stretched for hundreds of kilometers, a marvel of engineering that seamlessly blended function and beauty. Transparent dome structures housed vast gardens and parks, while gravity-controlled zones allowed for both Earth normal and zero-gravity activities. The docking procedure was handled with precision by autonomous systems more advanced than anything in the Confederation's arsenal. As Zixtal and her diplomatic team prepared to disembark, she couldn't shake the feeling that this encounter would change the galaxy forever. The human diplomatic team that greeted them was led by Ambassador Sarah Chen, a tall woman whose calm demeanor matched her elegant formal attire. "Welcome to Earth, Captain Zixtal. We hope your journey was pleasant." "You knew we were coming," Zixtal stated, her crystalline form shifting colors with curiosity. Ambassador Chen smiled. "We detected your ship the moment it entered the Oort cloud. We've been monitoring Confederation activities for some time now, preparing for this moment." The revelation sent another shock through Zixtal's system. The Confederation's stealth technology was supposed to be undetectable. Just how advanced were these humans? As they toured New Singapore, each revelation brought new surprises. The humans had solved problems that had plagued other species for millennia. Their fusion reactors were clean and efficient, their artificial gravity technology was generations ahead of the Confederation's, and their medical science had practically eliminated disease. "How?" Zixtal finally asked, as they stood in an observation dome overlooking Earth. "How did you achieve so much so quickly?" Ambassador Chen's expression grew thoughtful. "Necessity, Captain. Earth was dying when we began our space expansion. Climate change, resource depletion, overpopulation. We faced extinction. So we did what humans do best. We adapted, innovated, and refused to accept failure as an option. She gestured at the sprawling orbital city around them. This isn't just a display of technology, Captain. This is survival. We built these cities because we had to. We developed clean energy because we had no choice. We reached for the stars because staying on Earth meant certain doom. Zixtal felt her crystalline structure resonate with understanding. The humans hadn't achieved all this out of mere curiosity or ambition. They had done it because their very survival depended on it. As the diplomatic meeting concluded, Zixtal prepared her report for the Confederation Council. How could she explain what she had witnessed? How could she convey the implications of humanity's unprecedented rise? In the end, she kept it simple. The species known as humans has achieved in 2 centuries what took us 10,000 years. They are not merely advanced, they are transformative. Their inclusion in the galactic community will fundamentally change everything we thought we knew about technological and social development. Recommendation: immediate full diplomatic relations and technological exchange program. As the Eternal Seeker prepared to depart, Ambassador Chen offered one final thought. Captain, please tell your council this. We don't see the impossible as a barrier. We see it as a challenge. We look forward to facing the galaxy's challenges together. Watching Earth recede in the view screen, Zixtal knew she had witnessed the beginning of a new era in galactic history. Humanity had arrived on the cosmic stage, and nothing would ever be the same. 6 months after first contact, the Andromeda Confederation's Grand Assembly Hall buzzed with unprecedented activity. Representatives from 1,000 worlds gathered to witness something none had expected to see in their lifetimes: the integration of a new species into the galactic community. But humanity wasn't joining as a junior member. They were entering as equals. High Counselor Vexmar, her crystalline form pulsing with carefully controlled energy, addressed the assembly. The technological exchange program with Earth has yielded results that exceed our most optimistic projections. In mere months, human engineers have not only mastered our crystalline computing systems, but have enhanced them beyond our greatest achievements. Murmurs rippled through the assembly. Some were excited, others concerned. The pace of human advancement frightened many of the older species. A Zentaran delegate, his bioluminescent patches glowing with agitation, rose to speak. But at what cost? He demanded. These humans move too quickly, change too much. They've already begun modifying our sacred technologies. Where will it end? Dr. Maya Patel, Earth's chief representative to the Confederation, stepped forward. Unlike the towering alien forms around her, she stood barely 2 meters tall, yet her presence commanded attention. Change is not something to fear, she said, her voice calm but firm. It's something to embrace. Yes, we modify and adapt technologies, but we do so with respect for their origins and in collaboration with their creators. She activated a holographic display, showing the latest Human Confederation joint project, a massive Dyson swarm under construction around a dying star. This is what we can achieve together. Your crystalline technology combined with our engineering approaches has made it possible to harvest the energy of an entire star system efficiently. This single project will provide clean energy to hundreds of worlds. The assembly watched in silence as the hologram showed the intricate dance of construction ships around the star. Human-designed automated builders worked alongside crystalline energy collectors, each complementing the other's strengths. But not all exchanges were purely technological. In the orbital cities of Earth, alien cultural centers had sprung up like flowers after rain. The Zentaran Arts Complex in New Singapore hosted performances that blended human music with alien bioluminescence. Andromedian crystal crafters worked with human sculptors to create works of art that defied traditional categorization. Professor Lai Chen, head of the newly established Sinocultural Studies Department at Oxford University, found himself overwhelmed by the speed of cultural integration. We're witnessing the birth of truly hybrid art forms, He explained to a group of alien scholars. Human emotions expressed through Zentaran light patterns, Andromedian crystal songs interpreted through human dance. We're not just exchanging technologies. We're creating entirely new forms of expression. Yet challenges remained. In the laboratories of the Joint Species Research Institute, Dr. Sarah Henderson struggled to bridge the gap between human and alien approaches to scientific research. The methodical, centuries-long experimental procedures preferred by many alien species clashed with humanity's rapid, iterative approach. "Look," she explained to her Andromedian colleague, Dr. Xytel, "I understand your concern about rushing the quantum fold experiments. But our simulations show that the modified approach will work. We don't need to spend 50 years testing each incremental change." Xytel's crystalline form flickered with uncertainty. "But the risks are manageable," Sarah interrupted. "We've added multiple safety protocols. Sometimes you have to take calculated risks to make breakthroughs." This fundamental difference in approach led to both friction and innovation. Human willingness to take calculated risks, combined with alien experience and caution, resulted in a new methodology that revolutionized research across the galaxy. In the orbital shipyards above Mars, this partnership bore spectacular fruit. The first joint species vessel, the Horizon Breaker, represented the pinnacle of combined technological achievement. Its hull incorporated Andromedian crystal tech with human nanomaterials. Its engines merged Zentaran plasmodynamics with human fusion technology. It was neither human nor alien, but something entirely new. Captain David Chen stood on the Horizon Breaker's bridge, surrounded by a crew that represented 5 different species. "This ship isn't just a technological achievement," he told them during their first briefing. "It's a symbol of what we can accomplish together. Each of us brings something unique to this mission. Our differences aren't obstacles. They're advantages." But not everyone shared this optimistic view. In the darker corners of both human and alien society, voices of dissent grew louder. Some humans feared losing their identity in the rush to embrace alien cultures. Some aliens saw humanity's rapid rise as a threat to their traditional way of life. On the colony world of New Eden, these tensions came to a head. Human settlers, eager to terraform the planet for optimal habitability, clashed with Zentaran conservationists who sought to preserve the world's unique ecosystem. The dispute threatened to escalate into a diplomatic crisis. It was Dr. Maya Patul who proposed a solution that would become a model for future cooperation. "Instead of choosing between approaches, let's combine them," she suggested to the Colonial Council. "We'll use human terraforming technology to enhance rather than replace the native ecosystem. The Zentarans' deep understanding of biological systems combined with our engineering capabilities could create something better than either of us could achieve alone." The New Eden project became a testament to the potential of human-alien cooperation. The planet transformed into a world where engineered environments seamlessly merged with natural systems, creating a harmony that neither species could have achieved independently. As the first year of official Human Confederation relations drew to a close, High Counselor Vexmar made an observation that would be recorded in the annals of galactic history. "The humans have taught us something invaluable. That progress doesn't have to mean losing who we are. It can mean becoming more than we ever imagined possible." But even as these words were being celebrated across the galaxy, new challenges loomed on the horizon. The rapid pace of change had created ripples in the fabric of galactic society that would soon grow into waves. The true test of this new partnership was yet to come. The warning came from the outermost sensors of the Andromeda Confederation's detection network. At first, the reading seemed impossible. Vast regions of space simply vanishing from the quantum substrate of reality itself. Dr. Xytel, now heading the Joint Species Research Institute, analyzed the data with growing horror. "It's like nothing we've ever encountered," she explained to the emergency session of the Confederation Council. Her crystalline form vibrated with barely contained fear. "Space itself is being unmade. The effect is spreading, and our models suggest it will reach populated systems within months." The council chamber erupted in chaos. Species that had existed for millennia faced an existential threat they couldn't comprehend. High Counselor Vexmar struggled to maintain order until a sharp whistle cut through the pandemonium. Dr. Maya Patel stood at the center of the chamber, her expression grave but determined. "We don't have time for panic," she declared. "We need solutions, and we need them now." The human approach to crisis management quickly took center stage. While many alien species instinctively sought to gather more data over years or decades, humanity's experience with rapid disaster response proved invaluable. Within hours, a joint task force was established in the Horizon Breaker, now serving as a mobile command center. Captain David Chen coordinated with ships from dozens of species, creating an unprecedented fleet at the edge of the affected zone. "The void effect is accelerating," reported Lieutenant Sarah John, her hands dancing over the hybrid human-alien sensor controls. "At current rates, it will reach the Zentaran home system in 63 days. Dr. Henderson, working with a team of multi-species scientists, had a theory. "The quantum substrate is unraveling like a sweater with a pulled thread," she explained. "Something or someone is pulling at the fundamental forces that hold space-time together." In the ship's main laboratory, human intuition combined with alien experience led to a breakthrough. A young human physicist, Dr. James Martinez, noticed a pattern in the void's expansion that reminded him of ancient Earth physics experiments. "Look at this," he said, pulling up a holographic model. "The void isn't just destroying space, it's consuming it in a specific pattern. It's almost like a machine." The Andromedian scientists initially dismissed the idea as too simplistic, but the evidence was compelling. The void was artificial, a weapon or tool of unimaginable power, wielded by an unknown force. As the crisis deepened, political tensions resurfaced. Some alien factions blamed humanity's rapid technological advancement for attracting this threat. Others demanded immediate military action, even without understanding what they were fighting. The situation reached a breaking point when the void accelerated unexpectedly, engulfing an outlying Zentaran colony. Millions of lives winked out of existence in an instant. The loss sent shockwaves through the Confederation. Captain Chen watched the tragedy unfold from the Horizon Breaker's bridge, his hands clenched into fists. "We're not going to lose anyone else," he declared. "Not a single other life." The human response to the tragedy demonstrated both their greatest strength and their most concerning trait: the willingness to take enormous risks in the face of extinction. Dr. Henderson proposed a plan that many alien scientists considered suicidal. "If the void is a machine, it can be broken," she argued. "We need to hit it at its point of origin, with a concentrated burst of quantum energy. Yes, it's dangerous. Yes, it might make things worse. But doing nothing guarantees our extinction." The debate raged across the Confederation. The plan required channeling more energy than had ever been attempted in galactic history. It would mean pushing both human and alien technology far beyond their tested limits. High Counselor Vexmar, after hours of meditation, made an unprecedented decision. "We will follow the human way," she announced. "Not because we are certain it will work, but because certainty is a luxury we can no longer afford." The Horizon Breaker led a fleet of ships to the edge of the void. Each vessel was modified with experimental quantum resonators, a hybrid technology that merged human theoretical physics with alien engineering. As they prepared for humanity's boldest gambit yet, Dr. Maya Patel addressed the combined crews. "Today, we prove that our differences make us stronger. Every species here brings something vital to this mission. Together, we face either our finest hour or our last hour, but we face it united." The void loomed before them, a darkness deeper than space itself. Inside the Horizon Breaker's quantum lab, Dr. Henderson made final adjustments to the resonator array. Captain Chen stood on his bridge, human and alien crew working in perfect harmony. "All ships report ready," Lieutenant Zhang announced. "Quantum resonators at full power." Captain Chen took a deep breath. Let's remind the universe why you don't mess with the United Galaxy. All ships, execute Operation Lightbringer. The fate of all known space hung in the balance as the combined fleet prepared to challenge the impossible. The question wasn't just whether they would survive, but whether this crisis would prove to be the ultimate test of human-alien cooperation, or its breaking point. Operation Lightbringer began with a synchronized burst of energy from the combined fleet's quantum resonators. The void responded immediately, its expansion pattern shifting in a way that confirmed Dr. Martinez's theory. This was indeed an artificial construct. Energy patterns are consistent with a controlled mechanism, Dr. Henderson reported from the quantum lab. But there's something else, something we didn't expect. The void wasn't just consuming space, it was processing it. Data streams hidden in the quantum foam revealed themselves under the resonator's probe. Dr. Xetel's crystalline form flickered with sudden understanding. "It's not a weapon," she announced. "It's a message, or rather, a messenger." The revelation changed everything. What they had perceived as destruction was actually a form of communication so advanced it restructured reality itself. The void was an attempt at contact by an intelligence that existed beyond conventional spacetime. Captain Chen made a decision that exemplified humanity's adaptability. If it's trying to talk, let's answer. Dr. Henderson, can we modify the resonators to send a response? Not with our current configuration, she replied. But she turned to her Andromedian colleagues. If we combine your crystal harmonics with our quantum field generators, the next few hours witnessed an unprecedented feat of cooperative engineering. Human intuition and creativity merged with alien precision and experience. The Horizon Breaker systems were reconfigured in ways that defied conventional physics. What we're attempting shouldn't be possible, Dr. Martinez admitted as he worked. We're essentially trying to have a conversation by modulating the fundamental forces of the universe. Lieutenant Jean monitored the void's response to their modifications. The expansion has slowed, she reported. It's almost as if it's waiting. The combined fleet held position at the edge of normal space, their modified resonators ready. Dr. Henderson input the final calculations, her hand steadied despite the weight of the moment. Broadcasting now, she announced. The message they sent was elegantly simple, a mathematical sequence that demonstrated intelligence and a desire for peaceful communication. The response was immediate and overwhelming. The void transformed, its darkness giving way to patterns of light that defied description. Through the newly established quantum channel, they received their first communication from the entity behind the void. "We are the architects," the message began, translated through the combined processing power of human and alien computers. "We seed universes with the potential for life and consciousness. Your combined response to our test demonstrates an unprecedented level of cooperation between diverse forms of intelligence." The revelation stunned the assembled fleet. They hadn't just been facing a threat. They had been taking part in an evaluation by beings who shepherded the development of entire universes. Dr. Maya Patel, conferring with the Confederation Council via quantum link, recognized the immense opportunity this presented. "We need to show them the full extent of what our united civilizations can achieve," she urged. The Council agreed, and what followed was the most ambitious diplomatic exchange in galactic history. Human diplomats, working alongside their alien counterparts, engaged in dialogue with entities that existed beyond normal spacetime. The architects were particularly intrigued by humanity's rapid development and their ability to bridge the gaps between different species. "Your adaptability combined with the established wisdom of the Confederation creates potential we had not foreseen," they communicated. Captain Chen, standing on his bridge surrounded by his multi-species crew, felt the weight of the moment. "We're ready to learn," he transmitted back. "All of us together." The response exceeded their wildest expectations. The architects began sharing knowledge about the fundamental nature of reality itself. The void that had threatened to destroy them became a gateway to understanding the universe in entirely new ways. Dr. Henderson and her team worked tirelessly to comprehend and adapt the architects' insights. "They're not just teaching us about the universe," she explained to the council. "They're showing us how to reshape it." The void wasn't destroying space. It was demonstrating how space could be reconstructed. The implications were staggering. Technology that had seemed centuries away suddenly became possible. The combined fleet, under the architect's guidance, learned to manipulate the quantum substrate of reality itself. This is why they tested us, Dr. Xetel realized. They needed to know if we were ready for this level of power, if we could handle it responsibly. The Horizon Breaker became the first ship to successfully generate a controlled void space corridor, effectively revolutionizing galactic travel. The achievement represented everything the Human-Alien Alliance stood for: bold innovation tempered by careful consideration of consequences. As the immediate crisis transformed into an unprecedented opportunity, High Counselor Vexmar addressed the combined fleet. "Today marks not just the salvation of our civilizations, but their transcendence. Together, we have proven worthy of the cosmos itself." Yet even as they celebrated their success, new questions arose. The power to reshape reality carried enormous responsibilities. How would they use this gift? What role would they play in the greater cosmic community the architects had revealed? The answers would shape not just their own galaxy, but the very fabric of space-time itself. Humanity and their alien allies stood on the brink of a new age, one they would face together, as equals in the greatest adventure in cosmic history. 5 years after first contact with the architects, the galaxy had transformed beyond recognition. The once vast distances between civilizations had shrunk thanks to the network of void space corridors, while the ability to manipulate the quantum substrate had revolutionized everything from energy production to planetary engineering. At the heart of this new era stood the Nexus, a massive space station jointly constructed by humans and aliens at the former site of the original void incursion. Unlike traditional structures, the Nexus existed partially in normal space and partially in void space, serving as both a physical and metaphysical hub for galactic civilization. Dr. Maya Patel, now serving as Earth's representative to the newly formed Cosmic Development Council, stood in the Nexus's observation dome. Below her, ships from 100 species moved through precisely choreographed patterns, their quantum drives leaving trails of possibility in their wake. "Sometimes I still can't believe how far we've come," she said to High Counselor Vexmar, who stood beside her, crystalline form refracting the light of distant stars. "The architects chose well when they tested us," Vexmar replied. "Humanity's drive to explore and innovate, combined with our established knowledge and caution, created something greater than either of us could have achieved alone." The evidence of this synergy was everywhere. Human cities had expanded beyond Earth, incorporating alien architectural principles to create living spaces that adapted to their inhabitants' needs. Andromedian crystal tech merged with human quantum computing had given birth to artificial intelligences that bridged the gap between organic and synthetic consciousness. On the reformed planet of New Eden, Dr. James Martinez led a team of xenobiologists in studying the effects of controlled reality manipulation on evolution itself. "We're not just adapting to our environment anymore," he explained during a conference broadcast across the galaxy. "We're learning to adapt the fundamental laws of physics to support new forms of life and consciousness." The Horizon Breaker, now commanded by Admiral David Chen, had become the flagship of the Joint Exploration Fleet. Its mission had evolved from crisis response to pushing the boundaries of known space. The ship's hybrid crew had mastered the art of void space navigation, using their combined perspectives to chart paths through dimensions that defied conventional understanding. "Every discovery leads to new questions," Admiral Chen noted in his mission logs. "But that's what makes it exciting. We're not just exploring space anymore. We're exploring the nature of reality itself." The architects maintained contact through the quantum channels they had established, serving as guides rather than rulers. Their presence reminded the united species of the galaxy that they were part of something far greater than themselves. Yet challenges remained. The power to reshape reality had to be carefully regulated. The Cosmic Development Council, representing all spacefaring species, worked to establish guidelines for the use of void space technology. Human enthusiasm for rapid advancement had to be balanced against alien wisdom about long-term consequences. Dr. Henderson, leading the quantum research division at the Nexus, found herself constantly walking this line. The temptation is to rush forward, to implement every new discovery immediately, she admitted during a council session. But our alien colleagues have taught us the value of careful consideration. We're learning to be bold without being reckless. The greatest testament to this new approach came in the form of the Genesis Project. Using knowledge shared by the architects, the United Species began the careful process of seeding new universes with the potential for life. It was a responsibility that would have been overwhelming for any one species, but together they found the balance between innovation and wisdom needed to nurture new realities. Lieutenant Zhang, now captain of her own void space vessel, summarized the transformation in a message to the Academy. "We thought we were reaching for the stars, but we ended up reaching for something far greater, a future where the differences between species become our greatest strength." As the galaxy continued to evolve, the partnership between humans and aliens grew stronger. Each new challenge was met with a combination of human creativity and alien experience. The void that had once threatened to destroy them had instead become a gateway to unlimited possibilities. In the Nexus's Grand Assembly Hall, representatives from across the galaxy gathered to celebrate the 5th anniversary of the Architect Contact. Dr. Xeitl, her crystalline form now incorporating elements of human-designed quantum technology, addressed the gathering. "The universe tested us," she said, "not to see our strength or our wisdom individually, but to see if we could overcome our differences and work together. In doing so, we proved ourselves ready for the next step in cosmic evolution." High Counselor Vexmar added her own reflection. "We stand now at the beginning of a journey that will take us beyond the boundaries of what any of us thought possible. And we stand together, not as separate species, but as partners in the greatest adventure in the history of consciousness." As the celebration continued, Dr. Maya Patel found herself back in the observation dome, watching the endless dance of ships through normal and void space. A young human Andromedian hybrid child, one of the first of a new generation, asked her what would happen next. "That's the most exciting part," she replied, smiling. "We get to decide together. Every species brings something unique to our future. The humans bring their dreams of what could be, while our alien friends bring their understanding of what should be. Together, we're learning to make those dreams reality in ways that benefit everyone." The void space corridors shimmered with possibility, while in the distance, new stars were being born in nurseries of carefully manipulated quantum foam. Humanity had reached for the stars and found not just new horizons, but new family among the stars. The future stretched out before them, infinite in its potential, waiting to be shaped by the combined wisdom and ambition of a truly united galaxy.